Hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to say something I probably have said before. I don't always say this, but it's true. I wish YNR could take lessons from Bold because we moved from a soap opera that doesn't move at all to a soap opera that moves like this. You snap your fingers or you turn your head and you might miss something. And this is on a daily basis. Okay? So, okay, to catch you guys up from yesterday, if you didn't watch and you don't have any idea, Liam, the character Scott Clifton, Liam was miraculously cured from the inoperable brain tumor because Dr. Buckingham and the other doctor were able to perform the surgery and somehow remove all the tumor at the same time. Okay, and in case you didn't know what was going on, they reaffirmed it today in language. So you got a double confirmation here. All right, now the storyline is because the operation was done in secret and because it was an experimental procedure, nobody can talk about it. That's code for nobody else knows anything. And I mean anything, okay? Because we have a weird juxtaposition going on here. We have Liam recovering from the surgery and Bill being at his side the whole time, right? And meanwhile, also, Bill paid for this whole thing. Okay, so I have never seen a man more concerned about, are you sure this thing works, more than this man in this moment. Okay, so, okay, but I'm talking about juxtaposition here. Okay, so imagine this screen in your head, if you can. On one side, there's Liam, right? On the other side, totally unaware of anything, is Steffi and Hope in the office talking about, well, when should we tell the kids, that Liam is going to unalive? Although we already know as viewers what happened, and then that's not true anymore. But they don't. Therein lies the secrecy. Okay? And, and I just have to point out that I find it very funny, ironic that sometimes when Bill keeps a secret, it's a bad secret. And sometimes when he keeps a secret, it's a good secret. So this time it's a good secret. So everybody is going to cry from happiness that now Liam is cured and doesn't have any problems. Well, that we know of. So yeah. But I just was like, you don't have to do that anymore. And I didn't scream at the TV, but I'm thinking, okay, not a concern anymore. Okay. So a little sad note though. Sheila is back from the hospital and she had the surgery to repair her foot, right? I told you guys, the new line is now Sheila has 8 toes. Because literally she was shot in the foot. And yes, now you can laugh because, it is funny. Okay. So, but with that, Sheila's still dealing with the death of her granddaughter, Luna. And she said it perfectly of, I still can't believe she's gone. She's really gone. And I said, yep, that's it. But in the midst of all that, we get to see the loving relationship between Deacon and Sheila. So I love them as a couple. I have from day one. I think I always will because you want to talk about a redemption storyline. That's it. you know, I mean, Sheila, the bad girl of all bad girls, finally meets the man, Deacon, and they just get each other. They're in love and the whole thing. And yeah, I can make a whole thing on them, but yeah. And plus, you have to talk about the comic timing and everything between Sean Kanan and Kimberly Brown. I mean, those two actors are magic together. So, um, okay. So then we're moving on, right? And like I said, nobody knows about anything about the surgery. And what's funny is another funny thing is uh, Finn, who works in the same hospital as Dr. Buckingham, doesn't know anything about the surgery performed on Liam at all. And furthermore, Finn was the primary doctor who was looking after Liam this whole thing. Remember, the thing was he got diagnosed with the thing, and then he was in Finn's guest house, and then he was Finn's patient in the hospital, and now Finn has no idea about how his prognosis has changed dramatically. Oh my god. So Bold might move, but Bold has continuity issues. Okay. So let's see. So yeah, so then okay. So they tell Bill that Liam can be taken home today. And you have to remember that this man supposedly just had surgery yesterday. And we're talking brain surgery, not leg surgery, not, you know, I, I don't know, leg, arm, elbow, brain surgery. Meaning if somebody screws something up, you got a problem. And she's like, oh yeah, you can take him home. And there's going to be a full, like, a nurse and a team waiting to, like, take care of him. But I figured you want to do it more privately, right? And so I'm like, okay. But I'm happy because we'll finally get to see, well, two things. Hopefully, we'll get to see the bond between Bill and Liam as father and son in the real, okay? And also, just as actors, see how great they bounce off each other and how you can really feel that they're family and friends. You can feel it through the TV screen. I felt it like 3 different times. And I only say 3 because when you really look at it, Don Diamond and Scott Clifton don't really act together that much because of the tensions in their relationship pretty much all the time. Because they have totally different ideals about how life should be. And Liam runs his life one way, and Bill runs his life a completely different way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to that. Okay, I think I covered it all. Yep. So now next week or starting tomorrow, you know. But okay, so the questions for this one are, well, okay, let's take it piece by piece here. Who's going to find out first about the operation? And who's going to tell, like, okay, whoever finds out, are they going to tell everybody? And or what's their reaction going to be when they find out? And then and or what I just talked about. The actually seeing the relationship between Liam and Bill. 3 questions right there for you. Hopefully, I'll have some answers in the coming week. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. Okay, bye, guys.